If you want to know one of the best and most overpowered builds in Yotei, you are in the right place. With 80 hours of in-game experience, I went back to the drawing board to give you my optimized Bounty Samurai build. The Bounty Samurai build will make your parries godly and easier and allows you to counter enemies with 3 hard-hitting strikes. At the same time, it will give you the chance to regain HP for more survivability. This build is simply a powerhouse and I've been using it to destroy the hardest bosses in the game, so if you want to destroy your enemies, this build is for you. This broken build is not possible without the Bounty Master Armor. This set is a monster, transforming Atsu into a parry machine that can destroy anything. Even the hardest bosses in this game are no match against your parries, especially the aggressive ones. This armor's first passive increases the perfect parry and perfect dodge window time by a major amount, allowing you to spam perfect parries like it's nothing. Perfect parries are so broken in this game since parries can bypass the weapon type system. This means that if you use the wrong weapon type against a certain enemy, parries can still break their guard wide open, making them vulnerable to attacks. And the Bounty Armor's first passive allows you to spam these parries in a much easier way. Like for example, I can wipe out an entire enemy camp by just using the katana and never switch to any weapon type. This is made possible because of the armor's second passive, which allows you to counterattack with 3 heavy strikes, allowing you to not worry about staggering enemies in the traditional way. The first 2 skills are already broken as hell, but adding icing on the cake is this armor increases all of your spirit gains by a massive amount. The faster you accumulate spirit charges, the more healing or spirit techniques you can perform, the faster the fight goes. It's crazy to think that one of the best armors in this game can be acquired very early in the game. You just need to find Soma situated in Yotei Grasslands, the original owner of this armor. Once you arrive at the location, Soma's bounty will commence, and even if you did not accept the bounty, you will be fighting other samurai that hunt Soma as well, so take this guy out first. Once all of them are dead, head to the cave nearby and you will see a locked wooden gate. Access the lock gate and Atsu needs to mimic Soma's tune so he can enter the gate. So access your shamisen and play the song of Soma to proceed. The lock gate will then open and you will be doing a series of parkours to reach Soma. Follow the straightforward path and you will find Soma playing his flute in the boss arena, and then the 2 of you will start the duel. Beat this guy and the armor will be yours after a series of interactions and cutscenes. And if you are getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me more than you can imagine. One of the best charms for this setup is the charm of Futsunushi, a charm that increases your perfect parry and perfect dodge window further on top of your armor's effect, making them much easier to pull off in the process. Get this charm by climbing and completing the Fateful Leap Shrine located in Tokachi range. The Father's Charm will allow you to regain health by a major amount at max upgrade every time you pull off a perfect parry, which we all know is an easy task when using this build. I highly suggest unlocking Sumi paintings around the world, as the upgrades of your Father's Charm are tied to the number of your unlocked paintings. If you master the art of parrying, you will be seeing parries here and there, so the healing that comes from this charm can mitigate any loss of HP. And of course, the higher the upgrade, the more health you regenerate after every perfect parry, allowing you to conserve spirit charges in the process and use them on offensive spirit technique instead of using them on healing. Get this charm by climbing Mount Yotei and paying respect to each shrine. Since we will be using the Oni's Flame as one of the major damage boosters in this build, slotting in the charm of Homusubi is highly suggested. Its added fire damage is simply too good to ignore. Get this charm by climbing Winding Tear Shrine located in Ishikari Plain. Charm of Mount Yotei is easily one of the best defensive charms in the game, and it provides great value on this build. Take this charm as your safety net to mitigate the incoming damage, especially if you are still adjusting to the perfect parry playstyle. Enemies at endgame can kill you in 1 to 2 shots, so this charm will give you a wiggle room to react and adjust in the combat and avoid getting tapped easily. On top of that, this charm also heals you after every perfect parry, just like the Father's Charm. And before you ask if the Father's and Yotei's charms heal stacks, yes, and they do stack. After several tests, we can see that the Father and the Yotei charm combined provides more healing. It's hard to notice this at first, but you can clearly see the difference in the second burst of heal, where more healing is observed. Get this charm by clearing the Reliquary of Courage located in Yotei Grasslands. Solving more reliquary puzzles around the world will further upgrade its effect, so more healing for you in the long run. I usually run with Charm of Fire Mastery. Anything that increases the damage of the Oni's flame is a welcome addition, so your parry counters will hit like an absolute truck. Ignited weapons also spread fire to nearby enemies, so it is a welcome addition. Get the Charm of Fire Mastery by winning the Zen Hajiki minigame in Ishikari Market. The final charm on this list is the Takezo's Charm of the Stout Heart, another upgradable charm that increases your heals, so every spirit charge used on healing is worth it. You do have a lot of HP in endgame, so this will greatly help covering your lost HP, especially if you are still adjusting in doing perfect parries. Get this charm by defeating Takezo's disciple under the dueling tree in Tokachi range. By the way, if you want to get all of the best upgrades in Yotei Grasslands and Ishikari Plain, I made a step-by-step definitive progression guide that you can follow. A guide that will give you 6 weapon types and 4 armor sets and a lot of upgrades. Link in the description or find it by clicking the card here. The sub-weapons for this build are pretty flexible, but what I use mostly is the Yumi for my long-range attacks. My Bounty Samurai build rarely uses ranged weapons unless I have to take out an enemy station on watchtowers. Get the Longbow Yumi and also the Hankyu from Merchant Run, usually located in major areas or towns. The Kunai is my main throwing sub-weapon on the other hand when taking out archers or ranged enemies when playing in mid to end game. The Kunai is hands down one of the best sub-weapons in the game since multiple kunai can be thrown and cause raw and staggered damage on targets at the same time. Get this quickfire weapon by clearing the Winter's Farm side quest located in Tessio Ridge. The Kunai Master Hana will teach you how to use kunai and also upgrade them for you. Another suggested sub-weapon is the Tanzutsu, a very powerful matchlock that can also parry targets. This thing can hit targets in a flash and also deals tons of damage. However, I can only fire up to 6 shots with the Tanzutsu, so the kunai will take its place when the gun is out of ammo. The caveat is that the Tanzutsu is an exclusive endgame sub-weapon and you can get this awesome weapon by unlocking Oshimako's and hunting down the matchlock master Murata. And of course, the star of the show is the Oni Blade. Tsushima players are well aware of this sub-weapon, and what it does is it imbues your weapons with fire. Your attacks will not just be stronger, but they will also be unblockable. So imagine the catastrophic damage that your parry counters can do with this sub-weapon. What I usually do is save the Oni Flame when fighting bosses, and boy, I am telling you, bosses hate this sub-weapon. Get the Oni's Flame by just progressing the main story in Ishikari Plains. The main story quest, Twin Wolves, Twin Hearts, will automatically unlock the sub-weapon after completion. When it comes to key skills to make this build work, the perfect parry should obviously need to be unlocked so you can do heavy hitting counters along with the perfect dodge skill. All weapon related upgrade is suggested because all of them are important and mandatory, and you will eventually max them anyway at endgame. But if you are trying to make this build in the early game, focus on the katana skill tree first and the rest will follow. You'll be using the katana most of the time anyway, and the majority of the enemies in this game are katana users. On the other hand, if you are into standoffs, unlocking all the skills under it to increase your standoff streaks is suggested. I suggested the Tanzutsu in this build, so this skill is a great addition. When it comes to wolf skills, you should focus on summoning skill tree first during the early game. Make sure to unlock Wolf's Howl first, so when you do Onryu's Howl, so you do have the chance to summon the wolf. Next is prioritize unlocking the wolf's vengeance under the combat tree, so the wolf stays when it appears. And after that, the rest of the wolf skill will be dumped into the skills under the summoning tree, since you need to increase the appearance rate of your wolf more than anything else. Playing this build is pretty straightforward. This build performs greatly when fighting with a group of enemies, especially if you have already mastered the perfect parry timings. My tip for you is to wait for the enemy to commit to an attack before pressing the L1 button and parrying. Look closely at the weapon step, and when it's about to hit you, that's the perfect timing for you to parry. 100% of the time, this tactic works, and I have been using this tactic in other games as well. In every successful perfect parry or dodge, press the light attack button multiple times so you can unleash 3 powerful counter attacks. All of the bosses in this game are so aggressive that you can play the waiting game and parry them to death. This strategy works and can even make harder fights in this game looks like child's play. play. But what if you just started the game and want to have the perfect start possible? These 24 tips will get you up to speed, so click on this video and I will catch you on the next one.